Welcome to Halloween Horror Month on Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Pumpkinhead, where revenge is served with a slice of pumpkin pie.
Pumpkinhead is Stan Winston's directorial debut. He is best known for his special effects work and makeup work in Aliens, The Terminator, and The Thing. A group of reckless teens accidentally kill a young boy. That boy's father goes and finds an old witch to summon upon Pumpkinhead to avenge his death. What did we like?
I absolutely loved Pumpkinhead in this film. I found the costume, just the character, was downright creepy. Just the way they established Pumpkinhead was awesome.
You don't often see full body shots of big ass creatures like this. And you can tell Stan Winston was behind this because he looks like something from Aliens.
Like with the teeth, the nose, the eyes especially, everything just looked really creepy, and they focused on some really good close-up shots to show that detail.
And closer to the end where he started transforming into the more human side, where they had to make a whole new puppet, or at least a new face for this guy. That's really impressive. It was really cool.
I really enjoyed the sets and the set dressing in this film. You had a old witch's house with cobwebs and owls and creepy spiders everywhere. You felt really immersed within this film.
They actually went out to a bog to do this. To light it in such a way that it looks like the moonlight is shining through the fog takes a lot of skill. And the cinematography, just everything was just spot on. And a lot of the cinematic techniques that they used added to the development of the characters. We had two characters, one in the foreground, one in the background, and it's rack focusing between the two of them. Whoever's talking is in focus and it's going back and forth instead of doing cutaway shots.
They did a lot of slider or dolly moves when it just seemed really high budget. I mean, it was a high budget. This was a $3.5 million film.
That really showed. It was very detailed in every aspect of this. You can tell that most of the sets were even made. I wonder if they made the old witch's house and even the abandoned graveyard. It looked like it was burnt down. I really enjoyed the agony of Harley after he realized that he had summoned Pumpkinhead, because he could feel the deaths of each of them, and the way they did the shutter in the camera, I thought that was really unique. When this movie was made, that's probably very fresh.
What's cool about him, to play on Stan Winston, he did the effects in Aliens. He is played by Lance Henriksen, who plays Bishop the Android in Aliens. The half-bodied android Bishop.
Right.
That's amazing.
What were our favorite kills? I'm gonna start with Maggie. Pumpkinhead reaches down and picks her up by her head, and he then carves a cross in her face. And you see a hand. He's almost playing with the glass, rubbing her head against it, and then just pushes her right through. You see blood rushing down into the sink, and it's just full of gore.
And the chick passes out because it's crazy scary.
I liked Kimmy's death because even though it was off screen, just the build up to it was cool. Because we had a really sweet low angle shot of Pumpkinhead just holding her up in the top of the tree. And it just showed how monstrous he really was. And then drops her down to the ground right onto a rock. Even though we didn't get to see it, you could feel it.
I loved when Joel died because he was a dickhead the whole movie. I mean, he started to come around closer to his death, but he was way past the point of liking him. He ended up getting stabbed with a gun and picked up, and that was awesome because this is one of those times where you see almost a full body shot of Pumpkinhead, and you just see how monstrous this guy is just holding this guy up with a gun. I mean, that was just dope.
What didn't we like about Pumpkinhead?
I didn't like that it took 30 to 40 minutes to get going in this film. It started off really fast paced, but then it just died off for about 20 to 30 minutes. I would have liked to see more Pumpkinhead throughout the film instead of just, all right, we summoned him, now he's gonna kill everyone, like that.
I thought the opposite.
I
thought it was actually a nice build-up. I do wish that there was more gore. Stan Winston and his team are very capable of such. I don't know why we didn't see more actual gore from the kills.
A lot of the makeup was done on just the dead bodies. Even if it was kind of covered, you still could have shown it and have some splatter effects in there. This dislike's a little nitpicky, but I kind of wish the witch played a bigger part. I liked that she didn't tell Harley everything right off the bat, and so it gave a little twist at the end. But I wish she came out of her hut and maybe was shown beside Pumpkinhead. I feel like it would have added to the demonic nature of Pumpkinhead.
Because her staying in her house just made her seem like the woman from Zelda who sells potions.
Right.
Would you like a sword or some bombs?
It's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
I thought this was a really well done film. The cinematography, the makeup, the special effects, every single thing about this film just looked really great. The characters were very well developed. I gave a shit when they all died. They didn't hang on any of the stereotypical slasher cliches that we're used to, which was actually really refreshing. But I wish they had a little bit more gore and a few more on-screen kills to just kind of sweeten the whole movie up. So I'm gonna give this 4 cameos by Mayim Bialik, or Amy Farrah Fowler, out of 5.
I thought Stan Winston nailed it. Basically with the sets alone. I just fell in love with all the fog that happened and the different sets we had. I liked the very beginning where we kind of got some backstory on Pumpkinhead and the actual fear that it puts in the minds of people, to later kind of seeing the unfolding of how Pumpkinhead is summoned and how everyone's actually put through being murdered by Pumpkinhead was actually pretty freaky. So I really enjoyed it. With all that said, I'm going to give this 4.5 sweet catwalks out of 5.
Pumpkinhead was great. I watched it many years ago, and revisiting it, it still holds up, and I absolutely loved Pumpkinhead. He looked awesome, he was creepy, he was monstrous, the cinematography, excellent, the lighting choices that they used, phenomenal. It really set the mood in the film. Though I wish I could have seen a few more on-screen deaths and maybe a little bit more gore, the film was still overall fantastic. So that being said, I'm going to give this 4 little boys out of 5.
As always, thanks for watching. Like this video, comment below with your thoughts on the film, and stay up to date with everything Bloodbath and Beyond by subscribing.